What's Gucci, everyone? So it has been exactly 2 years to the day since the Golden Channels shut down. And so, I wanted to make a video kind of explaining my experience on those channels and stuff, because I haven't really made a video talking about that, like, officially. So I thought I would do that because it has been exactly 2 years since they shut down. So basically, if you didn't already know, I was on these channels. They were collab channels. They were called the Golden Channels, and they were basically inspired by the Sax channels. If you don't know what the Sax channels are, they also were, but are no longer a thing, and they were basically this whole string of collab channels and stuff, and like people could like transfer to like different channels and stuff. So they were all like linked with each other and stuff. So I was on the Golden Channels for about 8 months. I was on them until they ended. And so here's my experience on them. So I had been watching the Sax channels for about 2.5 years at the time. And yeah, it was 2.5 years. About pretty much approximately 2.5 years. And I really wanted to be on the Sax channels, or like some kind of collab channel. But I hadn't got onto the Sax channels. So, but then I saw this video pop up in my recommended. It was like one morning, like I saw this, I was like checking YouTube because like I had just woken up or something. And I was checking YouTube and I saw this video in my recommended, and it was from this channel called 7 Golden Girls, which I was subscribed to. I don't think I was subscribed to all the other Golden Channels. I subscribed like after I auditioned for them. Like I subscribed to like the rest of the channels after I auditioned for them. But I think at the time I was only subscribed to 7 Golden Girls. I don't know why I wasn't subscribed to the other channels, but like, yeah. But anyways, so I saw this video and it was basically announcing that they were holding auditions. And I saw this video like the day after it had been posted, and then I watched it, and then it was like the deadline was in a couple weeks. So I was like, you know, like I want to audition for these channels, because like maybe I haven't been able to get on the Sax channels, but maybe I'll be able to get on these channels. Like, you know, it will be really sick and lit and dope and wowzerfying, and just, it would be amazing. So, the audition theme was the horrible blank, and so I did the horrible violin audition for my skit. So I auditioned basically that same day, or I think it was the next day, I don't remember, but it was like that day after school I filmed my video. And so, I finished editing my video and stuff within a day, and then I uploaded it and just waited for the results. So fast forwarding, the day after the deadline. So I also talked Rena into auditioning, and she did. And so she texted me sometime after school that day saying that she got on to 7 Diamond Girls, and I was like, congratulations, blah blah blah. And I didn't have a message yet of whether or not I got on. So I was like, okay, maybe they're still sending messages. Like, I don't know, maybe they're still working on contacting people, so maybe I hadn't been contacted yet. So later that night, after I'd gone to bed, I went and checked my email, and I got a message saying I got on 7 Ruby Girls, and I was really excited. Rena and I both had the same day of the week that we were uploading on. We were just on different channels. And I later heard that they did that on purpose because the manager like knew about Rena and I, and basically knew that we were friends. And so like basically it was like all done on purpose that we both got the same day. But we didn't get on the same channel though, but like, you know, that's okay. But at least we got the same day. And so both our introduction videos literally went up the same exact day. So I remember the morning after the night that I found out, because like obviously I couldn't film my introduction video that night because like I was supposed to be in bed, you know. But that morning, like the next morning, I basically told my parents about it. They were proud of me. And then after I got ready for school and stuff, I filmed my introduction video. And you can like watch it. Like basically it's like privated like on the actual channel now, because like they privated all the videos for some reason. But I re-uploaded it onto my main channel, so like you can check it out if you want to. I actually re-uploaded it exactly 1 year after it originally went up, so I mean that's pretty cool. But yeah, so you can like watch it. Anyways, so I remember my introduction video up, like I filmed my introduction video, it went up the next week. Basically there was, so like since I'd replied to the email so quickly, basically like they were planning for like everyone else to start joining the following week, but since I had replied to the email so quickly, there was this email going back, basically going back and forth from me to the manager of the channels. Basically she like emailed me and said like something like, well, if you want you can join this week instead of next week. But I wasn't able to do that because I had my orchestra trip like the next day. I was like leaving the next day, and so I wouldn't have time to edit my video. I sent an email saying like, oh, I'm so excited, I already filmed my introduction video, blah blah blah, and then that's when I got an email back saying, oh, well, if that's the case, then you can join this week, which would have been the next day because I filmed my introduction video like a week and a day before it went up, so it could have gone up the next day, but I didn't have time to edit the video because I had to go on my orchestra trip, so I wouldn't have been able to edit the video until I got back. So I couldn't edit it for 3 days, basically. But that was okay. I still got to have my video posted the next week, and it went up, and yeah. So I remember being so excited when my introduction video went up, and I got so many really good, really nice comments and stuff, and I replied to them. And yeah, so things were good. And I really, like, from the time that I joined these channels, I knew, like, I just loved it so much. I had so much fun making every single video. One of my favorite videos that I did on 7 Ruby Girls was the Industrial Revolution. Basically, because I had recently learned about the Industrial Revolution in school. And the theme was revolution, by the way. So, when I saw that, I immediately thought of the Industrial Revolution because I had just learned about it. And then I sort of did like a parody of the Industrial Revolution, sort of kind of like the opposite, like just to make it like a parody. And so I called it the Industrial Revolution, and basically it just made everything into a parody. Everything that happened in the Industrial Revolution, I made it into a parody, and I think it was a really creative video, and it was one of my favorite videos to make. So anyways, so I was on 7 Ruby Girls for about a month, and then I transferred over to 7 Silver Kids, which was amazing. I remember I had also recently gotten a new camera because I kind of needed one. That's probably the reason why I got on 7 Ruby Girls originally and not like a higher channel, because my camera that I had at the time was like, not like bad, but just like, it was about time that I got a new one, because like, I had it for a while, and then like, I guess something broke in the quality or something. Something was wrong with the, like focusing or whatever, and it was becoming really blurry, and the quality wasn't looking as good. Like, in reality, the quality wasn't bad, but it just didn't look as good as it really was because something broke or something in the quality or something. I don't know. But it was because I had it for a while and it was starting to not be as good as it used to be. So I kind of needed a new camera. So I got one. for my 8th grade graduation gift. That was basically my graduation gift for graduating 8th grade. Was my new camera. So I got that. And I remember like a couple weeks after I got that, that's when I got the email saying I could transfer. So I think getting a new camera like actually helped me transfer, because I remember my video quality was like so much better. And actually it's the same camera that I'm using now. Now I've had this camera for about like 2.5 years, so it's really not new anymore, but at the time it was new. So, but I mean it still works, so that's good. But anyways, so I transferred to 7 Silver Kids. And I transferred exactly a month after my introduction on 7 Ruby Girls was uploaded, so like I thought that was pretty cool. So I was on 7 Silver Kids for basically that whole summer break. I was on the channel for like 2 months. And then like the week that I started school, I transferred to 7 Diamond Girls. Basically, the reason why I got transferred was because like at the time I was really consistent with uploading, because you know I had actually had time back then, and I was really consistent with uploading, and I enjoyed making my videos a lot. Like you could tell that I enjoyed making my videos a lot, and I was like dedicated to making my videos, so I got the opportunity to transfer to 7 Diamond Girls. And if you've never been on like a string of collab channels where you like transfer up and stuff, you probably don't know how it feels to like transfer to a higher channel. Like I used to think that it was just like, why do people get so excited about it? Like it's literally the same thing, just like a different channel. But it's really not the same thing. It's a channel with more subscribers, and you're like more well known on the channels if you're on a higher channel, so it's like really exciting. It's kind of like getting a promotion to a job, like, except the only difference is that it's really not like a job where you get like paid. It's just like none of us, like, we didn't get paid for being on these channels. We were just doing it as like a hobby, so it wasn't like a job for us. Like that's really the only difference, but it's basically the same. Like it's in comparison to getting a promotion to a job. Like that's basically what it feels like to be transferred to a higher channel. It's like you're getting a promotion to a job, basically. It's kind of the same concept. So I was really excited when I transferred to 7 Diamond Girls, and yeah. And that was the channel that I spent the most time on out of all the channels, out of all the golden channels I was on. Not counting 7 Wowzerfyingly Girls, because I'm currently on SWG, but that's not a golden channel. So the golden channel that I spent the most time on was 7 Diamond Girls. I was on that channel for like the whole semester of school, so basically 5 months. And then, yeah. Then I got the opportunity, a little over 2 years ago, I got the opportunity to transfer over to 7 Golden Girls. And I was so excited when I got the email saying like inviting me to transfer, because like I had wanted to be on 7 Golden Girls like for the longest time. Like ever since I joined 7 Ruby Girls, like I wanted to be on 7 Golden Girls. And I remember around the time that I transferred to 7 Silver Kids, Rena told me that she transferred, that she was invited to transfer over to 7 Golden Girls, and I was really happy for her and stuff. But like for the longest time I had always wanted to be on 7 Golden Girls, and so I was so excited when I finally got the opportunity to transfer there. And it was exciting, so exciting. And yeah. However, unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to be on that channel for very long. The only video that I got to make for that channel was my introduction video. Because unfortunately, a week later, the channels had to shut down. There wasn't anything bad going on with the channels or anything. It wasn't like a horrible thing that happened. So, like, we were just lucky that nothing, like, what happened that made the Sax channel shut down. Like, you probably have heard about why the Sax channel shut down, but it was nothing like that. Nothing bad happened. The only reason, basically the main reason why the channels had to shut down was because the manager of the channels made it on the SAC channel. So it was actually like a good reason. The only sad thing was the fact that the channels had to shut down. But basically the SAC channels, like, they didn't want the golden channel, like, they didn't want her to, like, keep running the golden channels, because I guess that was, like, a rule on the SAC channels that you couldn't manage other collab channels or something. So basically the golden channels had to shut down. Honestly, if it were up to me, I would have, like, instead of shutting them down, I would have just passed them on to someone else to manage, but, like, I didn't have a say in that, because I wasn't, like, one of the main managers of the channel, so, like, I was just making videos for the channel, but, unfortunately, they had to shut down, and I was sad about that. Like, I didn't let it get to me too much, but, like, I couldn't help being sad about that, you know, because it was like they'd been a part of my life for 8 months, and, like, 8 months, like, for the SAC channels, like, doesn't seem very long, because, like, some people have been on the SAC channels for literally, like, 8 years, but, like, for the golden channels, that's a pretty long time, because, like, most people, like, a lot of people stay on the golden channels for maybe a month or two, and then they leave, but, like, I stayed on for 8 months, so, like, they had been a part of my life for 8 months, and I was gonna miss them and stuff. They were a thing for about 2.5 years, but I was on them for 8 months. So, yeah. So, I was really shocked. At first, like, basically, so here's how I found out that they shut down. And this was what happened 2 years ago today. So, basically, I have this thing every weekend where I have to, basically, I go and I play chamber music. So it's like this thing every weekend. It's like a chamber music workshop and stuff. And so when I found out what happened to the golden channels, I was there. And I was, like, checking my phone or something. Because also 2 days prior to this, we got an email saying all the videos on the golden channels have been privated. And we weren't told why at the time. We were just told to not worry about it. Like, it was nothing bad. It was just like, we would find out soon or something like that. And, well, I found out soon. So I found out the hard way. Basically, I didn't find out by getting an email saying the channels are shut down. I found out because I was checking my phone while I was at this chamber music workshop thing. And, I was checking the golden channels because, like, I was just curious. I wanted to see, like, if there were any updates on, like, what happened and, like, why the videos were privated. And so I was just curiously checking, and then I come across the About tab. And the About tab says something along the lines of, all good things must come to an end, blah, blah, blah. If you want to catch up with the members of this channel, here are their main channels, blah, blah, blah. Like, something along those lines. And I was really shocked, like, why wasn't I sent an email about, like, why didn't I get an email about this? Like, why am I just finding this out this way? And so I go in the group chat, and I explained to all the other members, like, what I saw. Like, I'm like, hey, everyone, so, like, this happened, like, apparently the channels are being shut down, blah, 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 blah. And, everyone just responds, like, really shocked, and they're like, OMG, like, I'm crying now, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're really shocked, and, like, some of them are like, legit crying because, like, these channels were shut down. And I don't blame them, because, like, I was sad too. I wasn't crying, but, like, I was just shocked. I was shook. Okay. I'm watching my hamster Sniggle Pop climb his cage. But anyways, that's besides the point. So, I was surprised that I found out this way and not by an email saying, like, hey, unfortunately we had to shut down the channels, blah, blah, blah. However, later on, I got an email about it. This was later on, like, hours later. So, fast forwarding, hours later, so I get an email confirming that the channels are being shut down. And I think, basically, they didn't tell us why, but I had heard what happened. I had heard about the news about the SAC channels, and I was, like, really happy about that part. It was kind of bittersweet because, like the reason for why the channels were shut down was actually like a really happy reason, but the fact that they had to shut down was really sad. So like it was kind of bittersweet. But so like I had heard that the manager had gotten on the SAC channels, but like I hadn't heard that that was the reason why the channel shut down. I heard that later on. But anyways, so after that I was kind of like, what do I do? Because I wanted to continue my journey on collab channels, but I was like, what do I do since the golden channels are no longer a thing? Like, what do I do? Then I realized I could just join 7 Wowzerfying girls, because there were some open spots, and it's not like I needed to audition for that channel, because like it was actually run by me and Rena. So it was run by Rena and I. So it was kind of like I was like, it's like I didn't need to audition for like my own collab channel, like a collab channel that was run by me, because like I would just pick myself anyways. Like if I really wanted to be on, like I would just, like, since I have a say in who gets to be on the channel, like I would just pick myself. So like what's the point in auditioning? So I just made an introduction video for 7 Wowzerfying girls, and I said, hey, I'm Daniela, here I am, blah blah blah. And yeah, so I have been on 7 Wowzerfying girls. I joined 7 Wowzerfying girls almost 2 years ago, but recently I took a 3-month break from the channel. Originally I was gonna leave the channel because I didn't have time to post weekly anymore, but then after I left, I regretted leaving because I just really missed being on all these collab channels. Having been on them for 2.5 years, I've really missed being on these channels, and I regretted leaving SWG. And so I came back 3 months later, but I sort of compromised, and I announced in my introduction video that my reintroduction video, I announced that I wasn't going to be posting weekly because I didn't have time for that, and I couldn't really change that. The only thing I could change was whether or not I was on the channel, so I rejoined. So I changed the fact that I wasn't on the channel by rejoining, but I couldn't really change the fact that I didn't have time. Because, like, you know, I'm getting older, I have more responsibilities, there's no time to post weekly anymore. So I sort of announced in my reintroduction video that I wasn't going to post weekly. I was only going to post when I had time to make a video. And so that way I got rid of all the guilt that I was feeling for not like living up to my like expectations, because at least I was setting an expectation that I wouldn't be posting every week, so I didn't feel like everyone just expected me to post every week, which wasn't the case before. Like when I would make videos where I would explain stuff, like explanation videos for why I've been gone, people understood. But I still felt guilty for not living up to like the expectations. So I felt better after telling everyone like, hey, I'm not going to be posting every week because I just cannot do that. But at least I'm going to still be on the channel and post whenever I can. I feel like that got rid of all the guilt, and I've been feeling a whole lot better lately. So I've been feeling a whole lot better about myself. And so I'm just happy that I'm able to be on the channel without feeling guilty for not posting weekly like I used to. So that was my whole experience on the golden channels and just collab channels in general. So yes, I'm back on SWG. If you don't know, some of you probably know because you probably watched me in the last few weeks, but if you don't, I am back on the channel. And yeah, so anyways, that was my video. I hope you enjoyed, and that's pretty much it. And I will see you guys, the subscribers and viewers, in my next video. Peace out, y'all. Woo!